Hello everyone, welcome to a new video of the indicator store and also a new indicator and setup. Let me show you how it works, because this indicator is a fib trader. Okay, the indicator is compatible with markers, as we can see here. The template is included. It also includes a strategy that we can use to automate the setup using standard orders. And also we can use a strategy analyzer to create reports and optimize parameters. So we have all the tools to change the settings to make it work. But the most important is to understand how it works. So let's remove everything. You know, when we trade a fib, we usually need a pivot. Okay, so we take the lowest low, the highest high, and then we calculate a fib. If we are going to the downside, then we draw the fib to the downside. Okay, and then we can trade different fib levels. This is an example. Let's say that we want to trade the 38%, then we have a possible entry here. Now the question is, okay, as the market is moving, let's say we are from here, no? So the market is, let's start from this pivot low. So the market is going up. And then we move the fibs to the upside. And let's say that we are here now. To reach the 38%, we need a big pullback. So we keep going. This pivot is not enough. But at a certain moment, like for example, when we reach this pivot, then we have a bounce over the 38%. Anyway, we can choose any fib level. And also, we need a way to define pivots. So one of the ways is to use the swing indicator. With the swing indicator, we can define the strength of the pivots. Okay, the swing indicator is included with NinjaTrader, so I am going to explain how you can trade this setup manually. Step number one, you need to define pivots. And you can define a strength of pivots of 7. For example, 7 means that 7 bar to the left, 7 bar to the right, this is the lowest low. The same here. So 7 bar to the left, 7 bar to the right, this is the lowest low and also the highest high. Now that we have pivots, let's say that we are starting from this. Then we use the fib tool, looking at retracements. So we start drawing from the lowest low, and then we go high, and then on this pullback we have an entry on the 38. Well, we can look here on the 38 and also on the 50. Okay, here this is an entry on the 50, this is an entry on the 38. But then we keep going to the downside. Usually we don't move the fibs to if this was the highest high, we keep using that level. Okay, but now we have a new low pivot, so we need to adjust the low pivot, and now we use the last detected high. This is one, and now we have another low pivot, and then we can calculate retracement. For example, here we have one. Okay, a number of pivots, for example, if I use 15, then it is more difficult to have a change on the pivots. Now, using the indicator, let's take a look at the default parameters. The indicator is FibTrader, the name of the indicator, this one. And we can see here we have the strength of the pivots. This is a parameter that we saw on the swing indicator. The fib level that we want to trade. And also this is an important filter, which is the minimum distance between the high pivot and the low pivot. Because when the market is on sideways, we don't want to trade inside those levels. And then we can see the rest of the parameters. Let's use 7 bars to define the pivots and 38 for the fib level. And we get this. As you can see, the pivots are always going up. Okay, so we don't, you remember that there was a lowest low. Okay, here we are, while the market is going up, the pivots are always going up, never down. Okay, you can see that here is a lower pivot, but no, we are always going up. When we change the trend, when we have a lower low. Okay, if we have higher lows, the market is going up. If we have lower highs, then the market is going down. So while the market is going up, we are looking for lows. Okay, so we are drawing the retracements from the low to the high. Okay, here we have a change, like here, and this is the 38. Then we keep going up, and this is the this line, dotted line, showing the fib levels. And now we have a new low pivot, so we need to adjust again. But as I was commenting, maybe this distance is too small, so we need a parameter to define that. Let's see some examples here. Here we can see some examples. This retracement is because from here to here, this level is the 38 retracement, but then we have a new low pivot here, and now the fib distance is too small. Okay, so we have a new signal. The signals are those dots, and we can also add arrows so it is more visible. Paint arrows. Okay, so we can see that there is a long signal, but maybe I want to trade bigger fibs, so we can calculate how much is that distance from here to here, and you can see this is 66 ticks. Okay, let's say I want to specify a limit of, I don't know, maybe 100 between this distance and this distance. So if the fib is smaller than that, I don't want any signal. And this is the parameter minimum fib size. It is currently set to 50, but if we set 100, then this entry should be gone. Okay, no more entries. So now we are sure that a fib level was calculated between a minimum and a maximum of at least 100 ticks. This is one of the filters. The other filter is maybe most of the times the first long and the first shorts are the best, no? So we don't want to trade all of them. So here we have a short. This is the first short. And here we have one long and several others. Okay? And look at this short here. Maybe we need a bigger threshold. Let's say, how much is from here to here? 100. We can add a few ticks. 120, maybe. Okay, no more shorts. Also, there is another parameter where we have maximum consecutive signals. Here we have one long, two long, three long, four long. Maybe I only want one long. Okay, one long, one short, one long. Maybe I want a maximum of two. One, two longs, one short, one, two longs. And also we can reset the counter on each time there is a fib change, because let's say I want only one, okay? But if the fib changes, so if I reset each time the fib changes, then I have one long. Now the fib is changed. It has changed, no? Because this line is greater, and now we have a new high, the same low. So now we have another long signal. We don't repeat this one because the fib is the same. So only one trade per fib. Okay, so we have the two options, or only one trade per side, or only one trade per fib. Okay, and let me check. We can also set, let's remove all the filters. Okay, so we get a lot of signals. Minimum fib 0, no unlimited, and also we don't reset nothing. Now, if we look at all those entries here, not all of them are closing in the direction of the trend because they are touching the entry level. But this one has touched and closed in the direction of the trend. So this is okay. This one has also a close over the level, but not this one, because this bar is red, so it is closing below. Okay, and the same here. So if I want the close in agreement, I want the close over the entry line. And this is another filter where we can set closing agreement, this one. Apply, and now we only get these two entries. And this is unrelated to the number of trades per side. This is another filter. We can paint the background or not. This is user defined here. You can define the colors, and also if you want to paint the background or not. The opacity, okay. And the most important parameters are the strength of the pivots, this is strong, and also the fib. Another important fib is the 50. But we have less signals. This is the first long signal, second long signal, and then you can say, okay, that's okay. 2 consecutive trades in the same direction. But this was almost an entire day. The 50s are too far from the price action, so we get less signals. Anyway, using the optimizer, in this case I have not tested different fibs, but you can optimize also different fibs and see which one is better. Okay, so this indicator includes the template for using markers. If you have markers and you want to trade with it, where is that? Here. So everything is ready. Here we can see that we have the triangles are from markers, the copied versions of the signals, and it is also including the strategy. If you want to trade, well, if you want to use the strategy analyzer, you need to use the strategy included. For more info, you can contact me on the chat room that we have on Discord. The access is free and the instructions are on the description of this video. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.